Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Business Idea Insight YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, my name's Mike, and this is the YouTube channel designed for the 9-to-5 or full-time worker who wants to learn how to develop, launch, and operate a side business in order to generate a second income. In today's video, I'm going to be diving right into how a business plan will help you with your side business and how it will ultimately help you get started and reach those goals of generating that second income. So if you're ready, let's jump right in. So to make sure we're all on the same page to start here, what is a business plan? Well, a business plan is a document that's going to outline and go into detail of every part of your side business. It's going to detail your marketing strategy, your financial and cost structures, the key activities you need to do, the operational strategies, and maybe some of your competitor analysis to understand the competitive landscape. It's really going to detail all the aspects of your business so you really have a full understanding of the business, the industry, your competitors, and what's it going to take to reach your business goals that you've set out for your side business. Ultimately, it's a super important document that often gets overlooked and often gets a lot of negative feedback from entrepreneurs and other business owners, as it can be quite time intensive to create. However, I strongly believe if you take the time to develop that business plan, down the road 3 to 6 to 12 months later, when you're not sure what to do or you need to reevaluate your strategies to see if you're making the progress you're meant to be making, you can always go back to the business plan, look at what you first set out and see if you've reached those goals or if you need to fine-tune your business plan further and adjust going forward. So I briefly touched on how the business plan can help your side business, but let's dive into this further so you have a full understanding of how it works and how it's really going to help your side business. So first, I want to touch on the marketing strategy. While your business plan is going to cover a lot of sections that we're going to cover here, the marketing strategy will be key for gaining new customers into your side business and will be something you'll want to be doing constantly in order to have that lead generation and a constant flow of new clients coming in the door. If you're not sure what you need to do for your marketing, well, building out the side of the business plan is really important. You see, once you've developed your marketing strategy within your business plan, if you run out of clients or you need to work on getting your first few clients or building up more, you can refer to your marketing strategy and see what are the key activities you need to do. You see, your business plan will outline the key marketing channels that you'll go down in order to reach your target customer. For instance, if you're operating an online business, this could be SEO, it could be social media, it could be referrals from other websites that pointing to you. So depending on what the type of business you have, you're going to have different marketing channels. Similarly, if you have an event target strategy, you're going to be hosting or going to events in order to meet your target customer and in order to potentially work with them and propose your services. So if you're unsure of what you need to do to reach that target market, you can refer to the marketing strategy in order for what you need to do to get those new leads and clients. And the second, and one of the most important parts of your business plan, will be the operational section and the operational plan. The operational plan is going to outline what kind of things you'll need to do in order to operate your side business. For instance, it's going to outline your service offering and how you work with your client. So for instance, if you have a dog walking service, it's going to outline the steps you need to take in order to work with that client. For instance, the first step will be marketing your services towards those target market. Second, what happens when someone's interested? Are they going to come to your website or are they going to phone and contact you directly from a mail ad? You'll need to understand these things as it will dictate sort of the operations of your business. If you're operating it all online, a key part of your operational strategy will be having a website that has all the information needed. If you're posting flyers, you're going to make sure your operational strategy has that labeled there that you'll be posting flyers in these demographic areas and people will contact you through phone or email so you know how to operate your lead generation strategy. Next, it's going to detail how you're offering those services to clients. So if it's just a one-off fee they pay you in the beginning, you perform the services, return any materials or anything else you've borrowed from them, and then you finish up with the client and that's it, well, you need to detail that in your operations plan. This will give you a clear roadmap and guideline for what you need to do in order to market your business, use your services in order to add value to someone, and finally finish up with the client and receive payment. Now, the operational plan is key for your side business, as if you're someone who doesn't know what to do when they get home from their 9 to 5 and you need that extra direction, well, you can refer to your business plan and the operational section of your business plan, and it's going to detail what you need to do when you're working with a client, when you need more clients, or when you just want to work on some of the other aspects of your business in order for it to operate properly. So the next piece, and how this is really going to help your side business, is using the cost and revenue assumptions and projections within the business plan. Now, it's really important you have a solid understanding of the numbers in your side business, especially the cost structures and the revenues coming in. If you have no clue the startup costs or the ongoing costs it's going to take to run the side business, and you're not sure how much revenue you could ever bring in, well, that's just a recipe for a disaster, and it's a recipe for you to constantly spend money and time on a side business with potentially seeing no return, which is really not what we're aiming here for, guys. We want to generate a side business that has potential to make us a second income and that can cover its expenses. So as you're building your business plan, you're going to detail out how much, this side business could cost to start and operate. And then you'll look at the revenue projections and see, will these potential revenue projections meet and exceed the potential costs? If you find that the costs are way too high and the revenue projections are way too low, even though these are estimates, you may want to go back to the drawing board and consider changing the business model, consider changing the pricing, or maybe even consider changing the side business idea altogether. You see, we want a side business that we can run that's eventually going to bring us a second income, and that is actual profits and not just revenues being eaten up by all these expenses. And so the whole point of having these cost and revenue assumptions and detailing out in this business plan is so we can actually go and 6 months to 12 months down the road, actually reflect on these projections and see if what we're doing in our operational strategy, our marketing strategy, etc., is actually working. For instance, if you see 6 months down the road and you've blown your revenue projections out of the water, then you can actually go back and revisit your marketing strategy and say, hey, this is something that's really working. I'm going to spend more time on this here. Similarly, if you have a side business and you're not meeting those revenue expectations and you're still constantly spending money, you can go back to your marketing strategy and see if that's really the right way to reach your target market. Maybe there's a more efficient way to reach people that will build a better relationship in order to get them to buy. Or maybe you need to go into your operational plan and see maybe there's an aspect of your service offering that isn't hitting right with your target market. So you may need to adjust that. But you can see, knowing your revenue and cost structure will give you a roadmap 6, even 3, 6, 12 months down the road, and you'll be able to look back on your business plan in order to determine if you need to keep going or if you need to change things up. And this will really help you have a roadmap and strategy going forward, as you don't need to be scratching your head thinking, is this the right strategy? Could I be spending my time better elsewhere, etc. And so if you're unsure of where your side business sits among all the competitors, or if you're unsure where it sits within the industry, the business plan will help you answer that in the market analysis section. So usually in every business plan, you'll have a market or industry or sector analysis that really dives into the industry, naming who your competitors are, what their unique differentiation is, like how they're different from each other, what are their product or service offerings, what are their price levels, and where are they sort of positioned in the market unique to you. This is really good for you to understand because you need to know where your side business is unique and differentiated from all the competitors within that landscape. If you don't, when someone comes up to you and asks, so how are you different than this? Or how are you different than XYZ? If you don't have a straight answer, you may sound unconfident and that person may actually go to your competitors. Whereas if you've done the analysis, you understand how your business is exactly different, then when someone comes and talks to you, you can actually play to that and let them know how you're different. And who knows, they may actually be looking for that difference because they may have worked with a competitor in the past and didn't like the results, or they really value the way you're positioning your business and operating it, etc. So knowing where you stand out in the market and what your competition is doing is super important. Also, the market analysis lets you determine what are your service offerings going to be, as well as the pricing. For instance, if you're offering less value than one of your competitors, it doesn't make sense to price at a much higher price point unless you have something that will just blow your customer away. This is usually not the case. So if you're looking to have that higher price ticket item and you notice among your competitors that they're offering these certain levels of service, you're going to have to go above and beyond, get creative on how you can add more value, how you can help your customer further in order to charge that higher price point in a way that makes sense among the market. So it'll really help you understand everyone else there, how your business is unique, and I think, guys, it's gonna really give you confidence in knowing that you can have a unique differentiator among your competitors, you know what they're doing, and so you can just focus on your side business and helping people the way you wanna help them. So the next part of your business plan for your side business is going to be the strategy and implementation plan. Now, this is a super important part of your business plan as it's going to really answer some of the key questions that you've been so frustrated with. I know a lot of you guys who are starting your side business, you get really frustrated about how do you get started? What do you need to do? What do you do after your day job or before you go to work in order to build this business up, in order to make sure it's something you want to run, in order to make sure people will pay for it, etc. There are so many questions about how to get started, and really your strategy and implementation roadmap will answer all those questions, and it's going to tie in all the other previous sections of the business plan we talked about. So for instance, it's going to outline when you need to build that minimum viable service or the core service that you're offering to your clients, and what will that timeline be and what will the dates be for that. For instance, when will you have section 1 or stage 1 of your service built, section 2 or stage 2, etc. It's also going to detail when and how you're going to be setting up, implementing those marketing strategies we talked about before. Well, for instance, if you're running an online business, connecting with certain target markets through Facebook groups may be a marketing channel that you've identified. If that's the case, you want to outline in your strategy and implementation roadmap when and how you're reaching these people through the Facebook group, so you've budgeted the time and you've made sure you're actually taking some step forward in order to engage with those people. So as you can see, guys, it comes full circle. And you can always check back to your strategy and roadmap 6 months or 12 months down the road to see if the strategies and the things you've been doing and working on your business have actually generated that revenue for your side business. So you see, guys, like I said, it comes full circle. The business plan works all together, and it's a working document that's really gonna guide you down the road for your side business. If you're unsure what you need to do in order to get clients, you can refer to your implementation plan about some of the marketing activities you need to do. If you're unsure if your service offering is built out, well, you can refer to your strategy and implementation roadmap and revisit the areas where you've listed where you need to build out those specific areas of your service. So there will be no confusion when you get home from your 9 to 5, or if you want to work on your side business before you go to work, there'll be no confusion about what you need to do, because the strategy and roadmap will outline those things you need to do, and it's really taking a part of your whole business plan, so you know you have a full plan that's structured well. So if you were like me in the beginning, you felt frustrated, stuck, not sure where to go with your side business, I really recommend you develop a business plan for your side business. And if you're needing one-on-one help with this, I do have a coaching program where we ultimately help you develop the idea, execute, and build that business plan and strategy so you know what to do going forward. And there's a link in the bio for that if you're interested. Otherwise, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.